Let's make our way upstairs to the read and listen room now through the foyer as we go through by the front door, cross by Main Street, up the steps. And as you start up the steps, if you need some light, which that's always a good idea, right? We can turn this light on in the hall. The other switch, by the way, is for the ceiling fans and some of the lighting in the Main Street room. So if you've got a prankster in the family and you're staying in the Main Street room, I'm sure he'll be out here flipping this one on and off. But anyhow, that's where that light is. Let's go upstairs to the read and listen area. As you come up, if you'll notice on the right, we have some old album covers. Some of you might be familiar with some of them. Some of them maybe you've never heard of, but I'm sure there's a few here, you know, Buddy Holly and Johnny Cash and maybe the Elvis guy up there. I don't know, most people have heard him. When you get to the top of the steps, the Acadia room's on your right. The laundry room is dead ahead. For now, we're gonna go to the read and listen area and see what we have over here. One thing you'll need to know is the air conditioning and also the central heat for the upstairs is located here in the hallway. Very simple and self-explanatory as far as to operate. We've got a cool for air conditioning, we've got off for off, and all the way to the other side is heat. Your temperature is going to be plus or minus. We ask that if you are using the home in the summertime, it will not help to turn the temperature down to 50 degrees. Contrary to popular belief, it will not cool off any quicker, and most likely it will freeze the air conditioner system up, which will take 3 to 5 hours to thaw out, and by that time it's going to be way too hot, especially if it's 100 degrees outside. So please, within reason, just don't put that thing down to 50 degrees and expect it to get there, because it'll freeze up before it gets to 50 degrees. Okay, let's move on over here to the area where you can find a pretty nice little recliner. And in that recliner, you may want to select one of these books that we have over here to start reading. It's a pretty good variety of different books. May have some things here that you haven't read before. We've got our criminal end of the bookcase, which you can read about the likes of course, Bonnie and Clyde. I'm sure everybody's heard of Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde ran in this area during their reign of whatever you want to call it, their reign of terror, which is actually what it was. They ran in this area between here and Dallas, and about 120 miles away from here is where the site they caught them and gunned them down, just like you saw in the movie. Down below that is a less popular known guy by the name of Billy Burt. You may want to read about him. He was one of the hitmen for the Dixie Mafia, a very interesting character. On the one hand, he was said that he would do anything in the world for you, and if you made him mad, he would also shoot anybody. So, pretty interesting character. Got some books on Las Vegas, Route 66, of course, keeping that Americana theme in. And then also, as far as the Americana theme, at least to start with, we got some work on Sam Walton, Texas history, Gettysburg battlefield. We've all got to have some travel information. Just a lot of different books and things there that you might find interesting, along with a couple of magazines over here on different places that we have visited in our travels that you might want to check out. If you do find something to read and you want to relax in the recliner, you need a little bit of light, feel free to go up here to the light behind it and swivel that until you've got enough light, or if it's daytime out, you can always raise that blind. To the left of that recliner, you're going to find a couple of cases of, they're just CDs, and maybe, I think they're all CDs in there, but it's just an assortment of different things. Feel free to get into those and look them over, and if you find some of those that you want to play, we have Old Vic, as we call him, which is our vinyl spinner that we have upstairs. Feel free to use it. It's pretty easy. I think everybody will not have too much trouble figuring out. I'm going to run through this thing pretty quick if I'm able to figure it out. The on and off switch of the power button is also the volume. I'm going to turn that on there. Down below that, you have a CD player that you can open up and play the CDs. If you want to do that, you've got your controls for the CD, the stop, skip, memory, and function. Your function here will also turn on the turntable on top. And if there's some of you out there going, well, that's really good to watch that thing spin around. Ah, yes, we do have something to put on it up here. Located underneath old Vic, you will find, I'm just going to pull a few out here, because you will find records that you have never heard of, records that you may never want to hear of, people you have heard of, people you may never want to hear of again, and we try to keep a good selection for different musical tastes. So on the top, you'll find Merry Christmas from Bing Crosby. You got Disco Duck, which, hey, who doesn't want that album? Oh, and then for sure, one of my favorites, actually this is my wife's, so if you hear sarcasm in my voice, it's fully intentional. We have the Carpenters. We have Electric Light Orchestra. We have the Partridge Family. Ah, yes, the crush when I was 7 years old on Susan Day. It has never gone away. We got a guy by the name of Larry Norman. Need to listen to him, and just, he's kind of different. As you can see, I was a big Partridge Family album. We got a guy here by the name of Mylon Lefevre who played with bands like, let's see. Oh, Atlanta Rhythm Section over there on the wall. He sang for them. He also performed with Fleetwood Mac, the Rolling Stones. So he's got an interesting story. There he was in his youth, and we've got a few more down here when he grew up. And he just passed away this October 2023. It was kind of a real bummer for me. I really enjoyed his music. And then for country fans, we even got Dave Dudley. So that's a real blast from the past there. And a whole bunch more underneath there, as you can see. So feel free to get into those, go through them. You want to set up here and play some vinyl and just listen. It's always a good way to pass time. Also have a tower fan up here to give you some circulation. It's pretty self-explanatory too as far as the way it works. You've got a rotation side over here if you want it to go back and forth. If you want fan only, have that on that side. It'll stay stationary. And here on the bottom, you can set the timer in case you want to forget about it. You can turn it on over there, and that'll set the timer on, and it will time itself and then shut off at the end of the timer. I think we've covered everything up here in the read and listen room. One more thing while we're here. We do have a broom closet up here. Broom closet's not really exciting, but if you have the need or you're staying for a long time, there is a vacuum cleaner you can use and a broom with a dustpan. There's also a couple of rolls, a little bit heavier duty paper towels. Nothing else in there. The rest of it, of course, is just the upstairs air conditioning unit. But that, again, is in the read and listen room. And that's what you'll find in the broom closet. You guys enjoy your stay. We appreciate you choosing us. Thanks.